Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a very chilly November morning at 10 minutes to 5 in the morning. So basically 5 o'clock in the morning. Riding through the city of Bucharest, but we are not staying in the city of Bucharest. We are heading, unfortunately we're not riding out of the city of Bucharest, but we are heading to the airport. Yes, to the airport, because today is Monday the 6th of November and tomorrow is Tuesday the 7th of November, which is press day in Milan at the EICMA 2023 80th edition motorcycle convention, motorcycle show, call it whatever you wish. And we are currently riding to the airport where I'm going to catch a flight and get myself over to Milan. Now, last year I rode Donnie to Milan. This year I'm a bit on a tight budget, and riding him is basically about 4 times more expensive than flying there. So this year we're gonna fly there. Next year hopefully I'm gonna ride something there, because although it's November and it is chilly, with the proper gear, the Milan is basically just an iron butt away, and that's easily doable on the right machine. Now this video is just gonna be a bit of a vlog style video where I take you through the experience of going to such a show and what you can see there, and plus all the connection things like planes, like connections from the airport to a hotel in Milan. We are flying out of Bucharest, but we are landing in Bergamo, which is about 60 kilometers away from Milan. There should be regular service, but who knows? We are going to find out just what the experience is like. And also I'm gonna keep a bit of a tally up of how much it costs. I'm expecting this whole trip to cost around, let's see, around 250 to 300 euros, which is not too bad for a couple of days at a trade show. Well, actually for me it's just gonna be one single day, tomorrow, because on Wednesday I am flying back to Bucharest, because, you know, I still have a job. I can't take, I don't have any more paid off work days, or however you call them, vacation days. Paid time off, I think it's called. Yes, paid time off. I don't have many days of paid time off left, so I only have 3 days off work: Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is the show, Monday and Wednesday I'm flying. And here we are, Ariquanda International Airport, where we have a flight out of the country, escaping Romania, heading to Italy. Italia, bella Italia, once again. A year later, we're off to Bella Italia once again. Now, I didn't get an Uber to the airport because I decided to leave my scooter in the long-term parking section, because it's actually cheaper to leave my scoot for 2 days in the long-term parking section than it is to catch an Uber to and back. So since we are on a budget, then the cheaper option it is. I guess riding there isn't my main concern. And when I say it's actually cheaper to leave my scooter in long-term parking, don't judge me. I can be a bit of an asshole sometimes. But in my defense, as you can see with this Aprilia, which has been here for about a week, I am not occupying a regular parking spot. I am parked out of a regular parking spot, therefore I must not be required to pay, as far as I know. Since I am not occupying a parking spot, I guess I don't have to pay, right? And this is a SR200 GT. This is a bike I haven't ridden. I really have to get my ass on one of these and see how it rides. It looks nice, in red and everything. Anyway, on to the airport. And voila, buongiorno Italia. We have made it to Bergamo. Now, how the hell do I get to Milan? Alright, so that was actually quite pretty easy. You just come out of there and you have this full parking lot full of buses all heading to Milano. The guys are ticketing at the bus and they have POS for you to pay with card, so if you don't have euros, that's no problem. Anyway, let's get on the bus and let's get ourselves into Milan. And that is it, we are in Milan. Now, when people say that flying is just a short flight, a short hop, a short something, well, it's currently, let's see, 9:45 Milan time. I left home at 4 o'clock in the morning. Romania is an hour behind, so it's actually 10:45 in Romania. I left at 4 a.m. So 4 a.m. to 10:45, that would make it 6 hours and 45 minutes. Flight time was 2 hours and 20 minutes. Everything else was just queuing in airports, sitting on a bus, sitting in traffic, sitting in airports. But now that we are in Milan, check this out. This is what I love about this city. All the motorcycles, all the scooters actually, scooters, not motorcycles, because people here get it. They actually get it. Just a couple of cars. And then this. A complete sea of motorcycles. And you know what? They're not even the latest models. People here use them as tools. Let's see what we have here. So we got an Aprilia, we got a something or other, Kimco Dink, Symphony SR, we got a Symphony ST over there, we got a Honda, I think it's a Vision or it's an SH, couple of Vespas, another Symphony ST right over here, and Honda SH, another Kimco. As you can see, they are all properly broken in, properly used. It's just a different mentality over here, and honestly, I love it. Oh, look, speaking of brand new or newer models, we actually have a 1 or 2 year old Joymax's 300. But still looks decently used. Anyway, I'm gonna try to find a bite to eat, and I'll walk around Milan for a little bit, because the show is tomorrow and I got the whole day all to myself, and it's currently local time, like I said, 9:45 in the morning, so I got nothing to do all morning except walk around Milan. Let's see what we can see. You know, sometimes I have the worst of luck when it comes to weather, but sometimes I have the best of luck. I couldn't ask for a nicer weather to be walking, strolling around Milan. Considering I don't have a motorized vehicle with me, I decided today just keep walking and walking and taking all the sights and all the scenery. And of course, as we can see over there and over there and over there, all of the motorcycles. Now, I hear a lot of people telling me that if you have a scooter and you want to ride it to work and back, you only can do it in the summer. You can't do it in the winter. I mean, in September, October, you really have to park it because it's too cold, it's too dangerous, it's too everything. Maybe only couriers could brave the cold because they actually have to work.
Well, I'm sorry, but I want to challenge that vision. I challenge you to tell me that these are all scooters owned by couriers. No, they are not. Look, we have an actual owner here. Probably around 50 years old, somewhere in that region, getting on his scoot, going on his merry way. Because people here, how can I put it? They're not pussies. Okay? A little bit of cold never hurt nobody. And plus, when you ride around the city, it's not like you're gonna have to brave the cold for hours and hours and hours on end. Trips around the city are usually 10, 15, 20 minutes long. You can ride that in sub-zero temperatures without any extreme gear. Like 15, 20 minutes, you barely get cold. And just look. The entire city is filled to the brim with two-wheeled vehicles and people using them to the maximum of their potential. And I am almost close to the dome. Just have to get by this Honda. Because, yep, like I've said. So I've been walking for about 40 or 50 minutes. I think I've passed thousands upon thousands of scooters. Everywhere you look, just everywhere you look, it's full of them. And these are just the parked ones. Every street, every intersection, every traffic light, here we have a Vespa, is full of two-wheeled vehicles and people just using them to get around the city quicker and more efficiently. God, I love this city. Just for this, I love this city, for the mentality of the people. Like, just using what technology brought us. Easy to use two-wheel machines in the form of scooters. Just using them to make their life better, easier, cheaper. Using them to their full potential. Anyway, let's see the dome. And I think it should be around here. If you've never seen it, you owe it to yourself to see it. It's tremendously impressive. The history in this one little plaza. I know the GoPro doesn't do it justice, but believe me, it's majestic in every single way. And you can climb up all the way up to the roof and you can go inside and visit it. Now, I'm not gonna do that today, but every time I come to Milan, I come to this square and look at the dome. It's very peaceful around here. And you really should come, at least in the plaza. Let's look, just sit around and admire the dome. And just think about the history. Think about all the blood, sweat and tears that went into making this thing. There's a certain energy around here, around this plaza. It's something special. But you can only feel it if you come here. So the GoPro, I know, doesn't do it justice, but this is as far as technology has brought us. And while I can stay here and admire the dome for a couple of hours, I'm probably gonna stay for about 15 minutes. After that, I'm gonna go search for some food because it is almost 11 o'clock. Gonna keep walking for another hour and a half and find some food. And then start making my way to my hotel room and see what I booked, because I have no idea what I booked. I've seen just a couple of pictures. Who knows? So the decision was made to eat in a not very Italian restaurant. Yep, full-blown American Five Guys style. I'm really curious to see how the food is in this fast food restaurant, because I've heard a lot, and in typical American fashion, you ask for small fries and basically they're all over the place. But let's take out. Fries are good. Let's see. What this is like. So it's a I've gone here for the bacon cheese dog, and as you can see, it's quite a lot of cheese, but let's give it the old taste test. Greasy, slimy, and delicious. That was a decent lunch. Not cheap, at 15 euros, just a cheese dog and some fries, but it was actually quite delicious. But now everything is eaten. We no longer need these. Let's do the correct and decent thing and come on, throw everything in the trash. And yeah, it's currently, I think, yeah, it's 12 o'clock, and I think I'm gonna start making my way to my hotel, my accommodation, my hostel, where I booked a single room. So it's a hostel, but you can book a single room, so I don't want to sleep with a bunch of other people, having all my camera gear and my laptop and everything with me. Problem is, I have about a 7.2 kilometer, an hour and 41 minutes walk all the way to my hotel, which should put me around 2 o'clock arrival time, quarter to 2 or something like that. But I'm not gonna be in a hurry, so I'm gonna walk pretty nice and pretty slowly. So it's gonna be a 2-hour walk. I just need to find a bit of water and just stroll through Milan, taking the sights, taking the scenery, taking the culture and the history of this city. You really do get a sense of all of a city's history and of a city's vibe when you walk through it. Scooters are good for getting that kind of feeling, but walking is actually the best. I'm actually quite happy I decided to go on a plane. Not the trip, but I'm gonna talk about that a little bit as we start going. So I'm gonna pack everything up and start walking to my hotel, because it's a decent walk, and I want to go to a Lidl that's nearby after I get into my room and make some provisions for the 2 days that we're sitting here. We're still on a budget. I did splash out on a meal at Five Guys, but that's not gonna be the entire trip. We're still on a budget here. And a little pigeon decided to join us. You're a bit late, buddy. You're a bit late. I'm done eating. Anyway, let's go. Alright, so let me explain the thing I said about flying. Yes, it's nice that I get to experience the wonders of Milan, and the beauty and the vibe and the soul and the passion of the city walking, and it is a very good way to experience it. But the fact of the matter remains. Let's break it down a little bit. So last year I came riding my little scoot, which is arguably not the best thing to take on a almost 2,000 kilometer road trip, or almost 4,000 kilometers round trip. But if I would have taken Brutus, I've done the math. So the plane and the accompanying bus and everything Costed me around 100 euro, 100 and a bit euros. Okay, now that's funny. Now that's funny right there. So plane ticket and bus tickets and everything costed me about 100 and a bit euros. And the total time from my house to Milan Central Station was about 7 hours. If I would have taken Brutus and properly iron butted him all the way from Bucharest to Milan, it would have been about a 15-16 hour ride. So that's a bit of a double. And in terms of price, it would have been probably around 300 euros round trip. So price is triple and the time is double. And yet I still would have preferred to ride. This year I was a bit on a budget, a bit on a tight budget, and that's why I had to fly. But hopefully next year I get to ride, because although it costs 3 times as much and you waste twice as much time, you're actually not wasting time, you see, because flying here was actually quite a bit boring. Ride to the airport, sit in a airport terminal, sit on a plane, see nothing outside the window, and then sit on a bus, and here you are in Milan. Riding here is a total experience. For me at least, I get to ride through Serbia, through Croatia, through Slovenia, and through Italy. And you see so much geography, so much landscape. It's hard to describe. I have a video of last year's trip, but it's an adventure. So basically last year I had an adventure. This year I just rode on a plane to Milan. The show is just about the only adventure that's gonna be happening, and that's tomorrow. But last year it was an entire week of adventuring. The trip here, the show, the trip back. It was just amazing. So yeah, although riding here is quite a bit more expensive and takes quite a bit more time, it's actually a lot more enjoyable and a lot more memorable. You only get a certain amount of chances to have an adventure during your lifetime, so if you miss out on any of them, you're not getting those chances back. Like I said, this year I was constrained by money, but next year I'm gonna find a way to ride here. I'm not getting on a plane again because it's just too boring. And Milan isn't that far away that I actually have to take an airplane, and the weather isn't even all that cold, so it's actually quite beautiful outside. And as you can see, it's beautiful riding weather. I don't know if the entire trip would have been this beautiful, but at least here it's absolutely beautiful, and it's beautiful riding weather. So yeah, that's my thing with airplanes. They're efficient, they're quick, they're cheap, but they take all the fun and all of the adventure out of traveling, especially for short distances like this, or relatively short distances like this. If you're going from Europe to Thailand, then yeah, if you can afford to ride to Thailand, that's a really awesome adventure, but it's better on a plane and have your adventure there. But for stuff like this around the European Union, 2,000 kilometers, that's nothing. Just get on the bike and ride. Save up a little bit of money and get on the bike and ride. Lesson learned, peeps. Lesson learned. Dude, now I have no idea what the hell that is, but it's freaking awesome. It's like a forest growing on an apartment building. People from Milan, if you're watching this video, what the hell is that? Is it an apartment building? Is it an office building? It's just awesome. Just look at it. It's like a rainforest growing up there. I've never seen something like that before. Never ever in my life. Now check this out, guys. This is probably the most awesome thing I've ever seen. So we got a superstore, some kind of convenience store. Like some people say you can take your scooter shopping. Well, here is the motorcycle parking for a supermarket, convenience store. How's that for something? Covered in case it rains, your scoot is nice and dry. So you can come here, park it here, go inside and do your shopping. That's infrastructure, okay? That's two-wheeled infrastructure. That's what encourages people to get on two wheels. You give them infrastructure. You give them the benefits of parking just about almost wherever they want, as long as they're not impeding traffic. And people will get on two wheels. They will get on two wheels. And Hostel Olinda. Hostel Olinda, something like that. I think we bloody well made it. Well, this is nice. Looks a bit run down, but also nice at the same time. I think it's that one. Oh boy. Oh, what did I get myself into? What is it over there? That's like a pizza place. I'm gonna get myself orientated a little bit here and see where exactly I'm supposed to stay. It does say Ostello Olinda here, and this is what I've booked. Kind of creepy, not gonna lie. Let's see how the room looks. Okay, so this doesn't look half bad. It actually looks pretty nice, and I got lucky room 13, so I think he said it's this key. Nope, lights. Well, this is just gonna be perfect. Now, he did say there are 5 bathrooms around here. But this is my room, and it's exactly what I need. Just a simple room with the bed and a table to work on and a bit of a view. Nice. Gotta get myself settled in. It is a little bit dim, I'm not gonna lie, but prices in this period are absolutely stupid. I mean, I paid something like 100 euros for 2 nights in this little room, and if I wanted like a bigger hotel room, it would have been about double. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not paying 100 euros a night just to sleep alone for 2 nights coming to EICMA, at least not now, not when I am traveling on a budget. So this little closet is gonna have to do. But I've stayed in worse. This is actually pretty nice. Although it's small, it's also very clean. The bed looks comfy. Although I'll have to admit, it does have a sense of prison. It does have a sense of a prison cell, but oh well, it is what it is. We'll make do. At least we got a nice view. Can I pull these up? Let's see. Oh yeah. Well, this ain't bad at all. A nice little view of the courtyard. Awesome. Alright, so I left everything to charge. I've got an empty backpack on my back. And we are gonna go out and walk to a nearby Lidl, which is 1.2 kilometers away, and get ourselves some food, because we're gonna be here for about 48 hours, and I don't think I'm gonna catch breakfast or anything due to my schedule. It's actually not a bad place to stay, okay? So it looks kind of weird, it looks kind of creepy, but we have a bathroom over there. He did say there are 5 bathrooms in total, but I saw one over there, it's probably 1 or 2 over there. And there's one right here next to my room, which has a sink, which has a toilet, which has a very clean shower. Once again, it does look like an ancient building. And it does have a communist vibe to it, especially with this floor, but it's very clean, and yeah, it's nice. Okay, so the decor is kind of old school, but that gives it a bit of a charm. And when you go down to I'm at the first floor, this is the ground floor. We do have some kind of Vostok 1 something or other here. But we have a beautiful little courtyard where you can sit and read a book or something. We have the kitchen over here with a vending machine. Let's see what are the prices. So, a coffee is how much? No, resto, let's see, press the button. 70 cents. Can you see? 70 cents. So coffee is just 70 euro cents. And this is... we don't have prices on these. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, water. 42. Again, 70 cents. So just 70 cents for the water. I can't see them taking a debit card, but if we have some change, then yeah. We have some cereal over here. They did say they're gonna have breakfast, but I'm probably not gonna catch it. The reception is right here. I'm going out. Goodbye. Very nice people. And yeah, like I've said, it looks creepy from the outside, but it's actually quite pretty. And we do have quite some interesting books here. Awesome place. And then you come out into this courtyard. Although, like I've said, this is how the building looks. Yep. English. So this is how the courtyard looks, and that's how the building looks. Although it looks kind of like a prison, it's actually pretty nice. You just have to lower your luxury standards because you have everything you need here. It's clean, it's nice, the people are nice, as long as you don't trip and fall. There are a lot of all the amenities are met. So we have a kitchen, we have breakfast, we have a bathroom, fully equipped bathroom. The room, well, again, looks like a prison cell, but it's very clean. I rummaged around the room. I cannot find dust or anything under the bed or in the cupboard. It's actually a very clean room. It looks old, the furniture looks old, but it also looks well taken care of. So yeah, it's a nice place to stay. If you want that bit of a communist prison cell vibe, then yeah, it's a really nice place to stay. It looks like a communist prison cell, but it's actually very clean and gonna be very comfortable. But now, let's go get some supplies. And just like that, we are back to room number 13. My dungeon. My dungeon away from home. And now, let me just lock this room so we get the proper dungeon feeling, you know what I mean? Now I'm gonna show you guys just a little bit of how to travel smart and how to eat a little bit smarter, maybe if you're on a budget. Because if you remember, for lunch I stopped at Five Guys and I paid about 15 euros for basically a hot dog and some fries. Now I went to Lidl and filled up my backpack and it was 14 euros, €1 less. So what I got myself some Pringles, got myself some vegetable chips, no meat in them. Also sandwiches, more sandwiches, a bit of energy, a bit more energy, a bit more energy, and even more energy. Yes, it's gonna be a long night. Tomorrow is gonna be a long night, a long day, a long everything. Yogurt, because yogurt is good for you. And water. More water. And some peach juice. Pesca, succo e polpa. Should be good. And also in the same 14 euros, a bit of hydration, because I'll be honest with you guys, today I have walked a lot, and when I say a lot I mean 30,000 steps, over 30,000 steps, 30,830, 22 kilometers. I have walked for 22 kilometers today. Needless to say, my dogs are barking, but I have to say my Nike Dad Force ones have proven to be quite comfortable even on a 22-kilometer walk. But I'm gonna admire the scenery and I'm gonna get some rest and get all my gear ready, because tomorrow morning I am leaving for the EICMA show. It's gonna be awesome. And good morning, good morning, good morning. It's the second day and it's the day of the show. 7 o'clock in the morning, show starts in about an hour, and I have to get my ass over to Fiera Milano, and I have no idea how to do that. Probably gonna have to catch a bus or something. I'm just gonna look on Google and see what suggestions it gives me. Okay, so the train was a complete dud. Unfortunately, one bad point for public transport, the train service at least. The ticket machine gave me a receipt, but it didn't give me a ticket. So now I'm going to a bus stop and maybe see if I can get a bus and buy a ticket for a bus. Yeah, this is not going to win. Alright, so we made it to this terminal, but now I have to look for route 528. And it's a bit weird with the bus here. That's 80. This is 524. Let's see. Oh look, here comes 69. Nice. I'm searching for 528. Now, I hope I did this right with the ticket, because I did download the ATM Milano app, and here you can see a ticket, and it just says valid up to 9:27. It's currently 8:30. I did not validate the ticket anywhere on the bus. I just basically clicked on it on the phone, and it started the countdown, because it's a 90-minute ticket. So basically through areas M1 and M3 I can ride anything for 90 minutes, or any bus from the ATM group. But anyway, I'm gonna search for the 528 bus. Found it. If you can see, it says up there, route 528. So that's what you search for. So basically I just have to wait here for route 528. It should come on this lane or on this lane. So now we wait for the next bus. Another 4 stops and we'll be at Fiera Milano. Well, that was a bit of an ordeal. So, Yara Milano and the EICMA show, although on paper accessible by public transport, it ain't that easy. So, the first thing, 5 to 8 bus came. As you can see, I came on the 601. I don't know if you saw that, but I came on a 601 bus. 5 to 8 bus came. I asked the driver, look, I showed him on Google Maps. He said, basically like, look, this is where I'm going, and bus station and everything. And he said, no, you're on the wrong bus, you're not on the right bus. I said, okay, what bus should I take? He said, take the 601. So I wait for the 601. The 601 comes. Again, I showed the driver my destination and the map on my phone, and he said, he basically said, I don't know. And he tried to tell me he's not going in this direction. And he said, no, wrong bus. And so I stayed on the bus. I said, okay, you know what, I'm gonna stay on the bus and see where this one takes me. And I stayed on the bus, and surprise, I arrived exactly where I wanted to arrive. Oh yeah, and another thing, the 601 bus is operated by a different operator than ATM, for which I had the ticket. So I asked him, do I need to buy a ticket? He said, see. Okay, ATM in the bus? No, broken. Online? No, broken. So I didn't buy a ticket. And I came here, basically the second bus I came illegally without a ticket. But he didn't seem to mind. I asked him, so, okay, I can't buy a ticket? He said, no. And, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Just go to the back of the bus. He pointed to the back of the bus and was like, I don't care. Just go to the back of the bus. So I did. I went to the back of the bus. 4 stops later, and 2 hours later, we finally arrived at Yara Milano. It's right over there. I just have a quick 10-minute walk, and I finally can get into the show. It's 9:10 currently. I wanted to be here at about 8 o'clock. I thought leaving 2 hours early or leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning would get me here by 8:30 at opening time. Apparently not. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's get in the show finally. Past the security, and we are in EICMA. And now the big question is, where do I bloody start? There should be like a press office. Last year was a press office where I could have gotten my press kit and, you know, like a booklet of everything that's going on. But I don't know this year. We're gonna search. Let's see what we can see. Here is the show. Motorcycle heaven. We are finally here. So, I'm gonna start walking around the show and see what I can see and report back a little bit later. We have managed to reach the Honda booth on our first try. Alright, so the Honda booth is just as impressive as all the years, with a lot of motorcycles. My biggest problem is you can barely film on the stage because just look how loud the music is. How exactly are we supposed to film and present their bikes to you guys when you can barely hear yourself think, when the music is so damn loud? How am I supposed to do it? So Honda, I mean, do something, really, seriously. Next year, check the volume on your music, because it's too damn loud. Another booth that I found interesting and blew me quite away is the Zontes booth. Last year they didn't come at all to EICMA, but this year they went balls to the wall. First of all, starting off with, finally we get to take a look at the 3-cylinder engine promised by Zontes. It's still basically just in concept form. This is an adventure bike, probably 700cc or 1000cc, 3-cylinder engine, a big adventure bike. And next to it we have a sport bike. We see a 703 on the side, so basically probably this is a 3-cylinder 700cc engine. And this other one should be, although it does say 703, I think it says 703 here. So this should be a 700cc adventure bike and a 700cc sport bike. Both of them looking awesome. Both of them finally something new from Zontes, completely new. But that is not all from Zontes that is new this year. First of all, we have another 125cc small little bike, the C125, based on the same platform but with a different frame, more of a cruiser style motorcycle. We have a 500cc T2 with a single cylinder 500cc engine. That's gonna be an interesting bike to ride. Probably gonna vibrate. Hopefully it doesn't vibrate like the 350, but if it vibrates more than the 350, then we have a problem on our hands. But what I am most interested about is Zontes has come out with a couple of 500cc scooters with 50 horsepower. We have the 501E and the 501K, which are big touring scooters, comfortable and everything. Then we have this thing, which is the same size as an M125 or M300, but it has a 500cc engine. 500 cc's on a little slim scooter. This is the size of a Honda PCX or a Jet 14 or something like that. And it has a 500cc engine. And another one, it's an ADV, or we shouldn't call it ADV 501. Again, 500cc engine class scooter, adventure scooter, with a 17-inch wheel on the front, a 15 on the back, regular scooter transmission with a regular CVT belt and everything. Nothing fancy here, but you have rider foot pegs, so you can ride the thing standing. You can actually stand on it. I have a separate video on it on the channel, so watch out for that one. But it looks absolutely amazing, and hopefully this thing goes into production, because it's gonna be an awesome touring machine if it goes into production. Yeah. Let's see what else we can see apart from that. Hello. Yeah, there are a lot of chicks here at the show. You know, manufacturers always put beautiful women on bikes to grab everyone's attention, and it's working. Again, bit of a lunch break. It's currently 12:30. Again, if you want to be efficient with your money, then I suggest packing food, because for the humongous sum of 16 and a half euros, I got this: a Pepsi, French fries, and some chicken strips. Well, yeah, those are the prices. I kind of knew what the prices were, but not bad. Good food. Anyway, I'm gonna refuel my body, and then we're gonna go back in, because this little thing still has a lot to film, and I have a lot of talking to do. Anyway, catch up with you guys. And just strolling around the show when suddenly it's the buzz. Quickly. I'm out of here. Now I had to come to the Sim launch event. It's currently at 3 o'clock, and Sim is gonna bring out a couple of new models. We have one also in the back, but I know what that one is. It's a Maxim GT, but these ones are the interesting ones. These fours are the completely brand new models, and let's see what they're like.
2023 right here. So, it's me, Domenico Goiacomo, the sales manager of Sanyang Motor Italy. The new ADX 300, please, Salina Humbay. ADX TG 400, please. Convey, Celine.
And now the ADX 400.
The DLGBT, please. Celine, convey.
Alors. And here are the long-awaited new models. So what Sim has launched this year is the new Maxim GT, which comes with LED lights and a new dashboard, and also a much lower seat, because a lot of people were complaining about the seat height, myself included. So they have re-sculptured the seat, and it's now 780 millimeters tall. That's a very welcome change to the Maxim 400. A lower seat is much better for everyone. Now, what else? The DRGBT has been updated with the keyless ignition system and the new dashboard. The PE3 over here is a hybrid electric vehicle which can use its gasoline engine to replenish the battery. The battery is good for about 35 kilometers, and the gasoline engine can take the scooter 90 kilometers for every liter of gasoline. So that's an interesting new addition, and a really interesting development in the scooter world, a hybrid electric scooter. Next on the line is the ADX 300, which we see here. It is the Cruise Sim engine, but it's not based on the Cruise Sim frame. It looks similar, but it's actually completely new frame and completely new suspension. Next, the ADX 400, or the ADX TG as they call it, which is an engine and transmission in-frame scooter with a chain final drive, and also an adventure style scooter with an upside down fork, completely new suspension. Yeah, all these models have been launched by Sim. Problem I have with the way they've launched them and everything is that they've put all the models on it, and it's very hard for me to get close to the scooters to give you a proper overview of them, but I'm gonna do my best, and hopefully those videos are already out on the channel. Let's see what I can do. Well, this has been it for the show. I'm heading back to the hotel room. I thought the internet here in the Creator Lounge would be fast in terms of upload, but yeah, I managed to upload just one video, and it took about 25 to 30 minutes, and that's not better than my hotel Wi-Fi. So also the hotel Wi-Fi is quite bad, and I don't know if I can get all 28 videos uploaded today, or 27. One is already up, but I'm gonna try. I'll give it my best shot. If not, the next day I will upload them. But now, this has been EICMA 2023. Be sure to check out all of the videos, and I have a long night ahead of me before I get on a plane tomorrow morning. Once again, I'm back to Milan public transport. Hopefully I get home quicker this time and not 2 hours. It's currently, what is it? 6 o'clock. It's 6:03. Let's see how quickly I can get back home, or back to the hotel room, now that I know a couple of things about how public transport works here. Namely, don't listen to the drivers, just listen to Google and get on the bus that Google says to get on. We'll see how that works out. Let's go. Well, it's currently 7:03. I think exactly 1 hour since we left. We were actually on the show floor. This time I actually listened to Google and stopped listening to the bus drivers. And apparently Google knows better than the actual bus drivers who drive this route. So yeah, point of reference, listen to Google. Properly listen to Google, because Google knows everything. Now I'm gonna get back into my hotel room and start working on uploading video after video after video after video, and see how many we can get done tonight with the crappy Italian upload speeds. I think it's like 1 megabyte a second, which is really slow considering the 5-minute videos are 2 gigs. We'll see, we'll see. It's much slower than my internet back home, but it is what it is. Well, unfortunately, Italian internet was my undoing. We are uploading with 100 kilobytes a second. I've been trying to upload 2 videos. They've been going for about 4 hours, and yeah, it's not looking good. I have to leave the hotel room in about 5 hours, and nah, they're not gonna get done. But I'll upload them when I get home. So that was kind of the final update from here in Milan. And I'm gonna wrap this video up when I land back in Romania, when I get back on my scooter, and we're gonna talk about this entire trip and public transport and the EICMA show and my impressions of this year's show. So for you it's gonna be a split second. For me, I have to sleep and then get on a plane.
And just like that, we're right back where we started, and Donnie is still here, and so is the Aprilia SR200 GT. Oh well, it's probably on a longer flight, but let's fire the old boy up. Ah, finally, motorized. I am motorized. No more public transport for me. It's so good to finally have my own means of transportation, to be back on 2 wheels, no longer dependent on buses and metros and railways and planes and queuing and everything. And that's kind of the point I want to talk about in the end of this video. Nothing to see here, nothing to see here. Punch it! Come on, Donnie. Ah, finally, back with the freedom of being on 2 wheels and going wherever I want without having to depend on apps, on tickets, on everything, on timetables, on schedules, on get that bus, change there, change into another bus, and all of those shenanigans. And that's kind of the point I want to get with this. Now, this trip I was on a budget and I had to fly because it was cheaper. In a sense, it was cheaper, and it was a fair bit quicker. I did have Brutus, so I could have made the journey in about 15 or 16 hours, but yeah, it's a little bit quicker by plane, even with all the transfers and everything. But first of all, how I feel now after this trip compared to last year's trip. Last year's trip was extremely memorable. It was an adventure. I took Donnie. We spent 4 days on the road. This one, I've been basically gone for about 52 hours or something like that. So it wasn't all that memorable. The show itself was the only thing memorable, but the frustration and the physical pain of having to walk so much and having to queue all the time and having to always think about what am I do I have the right app, am I on the right bus, when is the next bus gonna come, when is my connection gonna be. All of these things add to the stress of traveling. When you're just on your own vehicle, there's just no stress. You just get on it and go whenever you wish to go. The only thing that last year gave me a little bit of headache was paying the tolls, but for that you just stop in a gas station and you pay the road tax, and if you have highway tolls, usually the machines tell you exactly what you want to do, or what you have to do, how you have to pay, and you kind of sort it out immediately. Last year I had road taxes in all the countries I passed through except Italy, where I had to pay the highway in itself. So I had tolls on the highway. For the other countries where I had to pay road tax for the entire country, I just stopped at a gas station, asked them for road tax. They asked for my scooter's documents and told me how much it was. I paid with a card, gave me the receipt, and I was on my merry way. About the tolls, first encounter with the toll, I read the instruction on the machine, and again I was on my merry way. Not so with public transport. With public transport, you kind of have to do your due diligence, read online. Of course, most of the information is in Italian for Italy. So if you search in English, like buses in Milan, some info comes up, but you don't know exactly which is for sure. And then you may encounter a problem like I did yesterday trying to get to the show, where I was at the train station. I wanted to buy a ticket to get on the platform. The ticket machine was broken, so I had to reroute everything and search for a bus and see which buses I have to take and how to get tickets for the bus. It was a complete ordeal. It was 7 o'clock in the morning, it was cold, I was outside, and I was searching for buses and how to get to Fiera Milano on a bus and what connections to get and how to buy a ticket. It's a mess. It's all a mess. So to be honest, the 7 or 8 hours of road tripping that I missed out on is hardly worth the hassle of going through learning basically the public transport of a city in a language you are not familiar with. So I think for next year I'm gonna see exactly how am I supposed to do it and how am I gonna do it, but I think I want to ride again. I don't know if I'm gonna ride Donnie, but I want to ride something there and back, because yeah, plus for me especially, as a content creator, traveling with all my gear, with laptop, cameras, batteries and everything, those are things you have to take out of your luggage. You have to take them out of your luggage for the security checks at airport. So basically, every time I'm in the airport, I have to undo all of my luggage, empty it out, take out all of my camera gear and laptop and everything, lay them all out, get them scanned, and then put everything back together. And it's not easy when my backpack is basically full to the brim, and it has to be packed absolutely perfectly for it to work. Again, that's not something I really wish to do every single time. Last year I could just take my luggage, I strapped it to the back of the scooter, and I rode there. Customs don't really care about laptops or batteries or anything. At least here in Europe, you don't have checks, you don't have proper baggage checks. If they see you're an alright person, you'll get by just with documents. You show them the documents. If you need to pass with a passport, they just stamp your passport and you're on your merry way. Not so with airports. So yeah, a lot of hassle with air flight, a lot of hassle, a lot of getting up very early in the morning, a lot of sitting on buses, a lot of queuing everywhere, queuing for the bus, queuing for the security check, queuing for the boarding gate, queuing, a lot of bloody queuing with all my luggage and my backpack strapped to my back being heavy and giving me a backache. So it might be a little bit cheaper, it might be a little bit quicker, but it's definitely a lot of hassle. It's definitely a lot of hassle to fly, especially if you're, I think, if you're under 2,000 kilometers and if you're used to riding long distance and you have a machine capable of riding long distance quickly, honestly, I don't see the worth of flying. Apart from all the hassle, you are missing out on an adventure. Like I've said, last year was a complete adventure. It was a total adventure, me riding to Milan and riding back. This year would have been the same had I not flown. So for next year, definitely riding. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, and hopefully I won't have any money problems again, but definitely definitely not flying, definitely riding. Anyway, I'm gonna head home now. I still have this day off from work. Tomorrow I'm back at work, and I want to relax a little bit and recharge my batteries, because it's been a very tiring 53 hours. And also I have to upload everything for you guys, because I only managed to upload a single video yesterday because of the crappy Italian internet, and I have a backlog of about 27 videos from this show that I need to upload as quickly as possible. If you're seeing this video, all of those videos from the show are already on the channel. You can click up here for a link to the entire playlist. But I am now in the present, I am not in the future when you're seeing this video, and so I need to get home and start uploading videos. Hope you all enjoyed this video and this little vlog of the 2-day trip from Bucharest to Milan to the EICMA show and back. And I thank you for all the support. I thank you for watching the videos and for liking and for subscribing. And for my members, a big thank you for supporting me more than anybody else, helping me out with a little bit of change so I can make these trips possible. And until next time, guys, take care out there, everyone, and ride safe. Bye!